Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Randy Bocook and Harrison Bocook.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
We're good.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank
Oh,
you very
yeah.
much for having us on.
Yeah, no problem. Well, let's get this started. Tell us a little bit about you guys. What do you guys do?
We are real estate agents in the beautiful city of Savannah, Georgia. I have been in business for almost 25 years now. Harrison's joined us 4 years ago after college. We sell coastal Georgia, where it's still beautiful and warm here, even though it's close to winter time. That's what we do.
I like it. I like it.
Jealous of the warm weather.
So how'd you guys get started in real estate then? What did you guys do before that? Or did you just like, hey, I'm just going right into real estate?
Oh, I tell you what's funny. I grew up around here, and I still have high school friends that remind me that I told them in high school that I was going to be in real estate. So what's kind of funny is I always knew that I was going to be in real estate, even when I was young. I had a passion for it. Matter of fact, there's a couple local places in town that when I was a kid, I said I was going to buy, and guess what? I bought them. So
That's awesome.
Nice.
I like it. So how?
What about you, Harrison? Did you always know that you were going to follow in your father's footsteps, or what did you have planned?
No, not at all. And it was one of those things where, so when I was born, it was right around the time my dad was getting licensed.
Okay.
We lived in a 600 square foot trailer in a town right south of us, and there were 6 of us living in that trailer.
Wow.
And so, we were poor. We didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. Yeah. And that's when he got into real estate. And so my whole life, I was able to see how real estate took us from one place of being, where we were in that trailer to a completely different stratosphere through real estate. And so kind of growing up seeing that and seeing how real estate can kind of create some freedom. But for me, I had no interest in being in real estate at all. I was going to school at the University of Georgia, and I just wanted to pay my way through school. And so it was like that freedom aspect. I saw what real estate did to my family, and I'm like, let me see what it could do for me if I jumped in there and sold homes during the summer, and it worked out perfectly to be able to sell homes during the summer, pay for school, and not have to work during the school year, and can kind of focus on school and stuff like that.
Yeah, let me also jump in by saying that I was going to pay for his school, but he wanted to do it himself. So I did buy him a car when he left for college, and I'm going to brag on him a little bit. He is a 4.0 summa cum laude finance major from the University of Georgia. I told someone that he never made a B in college, and he overheard me, and he said, "Dad, I never made an A- in college. Let's be clear."
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
So he paid his entire way through school by selling homes in the summer, during the Christmas break and spring break. He left University of Georgia with an incredible finance degree and with no student debt. He paid his way through school on his own. So got to hand it to the kid. He's 23 years old, and he's pretty sharp.
That's
awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, good job. That's awesome.
I like it.
Harrison.
Tell us more about your guys' team.
Is that me? You want me to tell about it?
Yeah.
All right, we have a team of 20 agents, including Harrison. We are selling 480 homes this year. We're very fortunate to sell a lot. We're 2,500 realtors in the Savannah Board of Realtors. I think we're number 2.
Nice.
We have a passion for it. We have a terrific team. We recently, a year ago, joined eXp Realty. It was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're very stoked about that and what it's done for our business and our team. We set the bar high. We mandate great service. We mandate 5-star reviews. We have 600 and something Zillow reviews, 600 Google reviews. We sell in a town, really, of about 18,000 people. So we really have a small demographic here, and we kind of dominate the market and the landscape with just great service and always doing the right thing. That's what we always say.
That's awesome.
Randy, how long were you in real estate before you decided to get that first team member?
It's funny because I wanted to get into real estate right after high school. Like I said, my high school friends remind me all the time that I told them I was going to get into real estate. And I had a seasoned veteran when I was 18 tell me, said, "Son, you need life experience. No one's going to buy a home from you." Back in 1988, that was true. I'm sure it was. And a guy meant well by it. So I waited 10 years to do it. And when Harrison was born, I said, I better hurry up because we're poor. We're living in a trailer. I got to get this real estate thing started. The funny story is when we started, I knew that I was going to build a team. I was at RE/MAX for 11 years. And within a couple of years, I realized I kept reaching a ceiling of just, making $100,000 a year. And I said, for me to scale, I'm going to have to add people. I went to the RE/MAX owners here in town and told them I wanted to start a team. And it was so new that they said, we can't do it. It's against the rules. So I said, it can't be against the rules. We can do it. So I was very early. I think I was one of the first, if not the first, real estate agents in the Savannah Board of Realtors who started a team. And that was within 3 or 4 years of me being licensed.
And that's one of the things, too, that he's always taught, and we teach everybody on our team, is that we're not just real estate agents. You are the CEO of your real estate business. You're an entrepreneur. You are a CEO. And it's a mindset shift when you start thinking, oh, wait, I'm not just in real estate sales. Like with us, we got a lot of people that are on our team, so they work with us.
Right.
But you got to kind of shift their mindset to say, wait a minute, no, I'm the CEO of my real estate sales career. And I got all these different departments that I got to be in control of to make sure that I'm treating this thing like a legitimate business.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Harrison, this next question is kind of directed more towards you, and then I kind of want to get Randy, your side on it as well. What is the best piece of advice that you have received when you first started out in real estate?
Yeah, so I was fortunate that I was able to come in and plug into the company was already growing. It was already doing really well. Mm-hmm. So what I think the best piece of advice for me was just being around Randy in the office while he was doing real estate stuff.
Yeah.
So when he's making a call and he's on the phone with a seller and hearing how he talks to that seller and his tonality and his confidence and what he says. And I remember sitting there thinking when I first got licensed, like, oh my gosh, I can never get to that point.
He's better than I am now, trust me.
No, I'm not. But what happens is I just wanted to emulate that. So if you can get around somebody that's done it rather than, taking the arrows and shielding yourself, trying to pioneer it and do it on your own, if you can find somebody that's already done it and done it at a high level and just duplicate and copy what they've done, that's been the best thing for me, is just try to copy what he does, specifically on the phone, because there's a talent behind how he talks to people.
Well, the talent is basically you tell them the truth. One of the problems we have in our industry is real estate agents want to say what they think the buyer or the seller wants to hear, and I tell them the truth. I said, I'm sorry, your house is nice, but it's not that nice. And I'm sorry, that price is too high. We have to. We tried it. It didn't work. Now we got to get the house in the market, not on the market.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you're there to help them sell that home. So best thing to do is be honest with them. I mean, if something needs to be fixed, it needs to be fixed. Otherwise, it's probably not going to sell for the top dollar that they are looking for.
100% right.
What's your best piece of advice?
Best piece of advice I had is don't have a plan B. Just if this is what you want, you go get that. There's no plan B. Go get it.
I love
burn
that.
The boats.
Yeah, burn the boats.
Keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, for this next question, we know you guys have lots of nice houses there. What is one of the worst houses or showings you guys have been to?
And we want to hear both of your stories on these.
I got it.
You got it. So go ahead.
I'll jump in first. So there was a house. We do have a lot of really beautiful homes in coastal Georgia, and a lot of them are on the water, and it has a lot of appeal. A lot of people like coming, especially from the Northeast. They come down here a lot. But there are some parts of town where the homes are really, really dated and have not been updated. So one of the ones I remember going into, it was listed for very, very low, way lower than it should have been. So you just knew before you even walked inside that there was something going on. Mm-hmm. Well, what happened is the house was basically a place for cats to live in. There was like 10 cats that lived there. Whoa. And so the entire floor was their litter. And it was and I don't want to get too graphic, but you could not make a step without getting stuff on your shoe. And what happened was, I figured out the story. The owner owned the house next door, and a hurricane came through and kind of just busted some stuff up with the house, and he never got it fixed. And so cats just took it over and started living there. So that was by far the worst home we ever been in. And my client still wanted it. We still tried to get it, and we ended up not winning the offer because the market is so ridiculous. But I still remember that smell, and I had to throw away those shoes after walking in there. It was bad.
Oh, man.
Worst house, I tell you, this is kind of a good story. I met a client at a home, and the client calls me because they got to the home a little bit early and said, hey, I think there's a problem with the home. There might be a leak. And I said, well, are you in the home? And she goes, no, we're outside. I said, well, what is it? And she goes, well, there's water. I see water. I said, okay. Well, I pull up within a minute or two, and she so understated it because water was pouring out of the windows.
Oh my goodness.
It was 3 or 4 feet inside the home, 3 or 4 feet high, and was pouring out the windows. And I said, yeah, that's not a little bit of a leak. That's a bad leak. So,
you guys didn't open that front door, did you?
Yeah, I didn't open the front door. I said, I'm pretty sure that we need a raft to go in here.
Yeah. I'm assuming that one did not sell then.
It's funny. This is what they had to do. This is a great follow-up story. The owner went in there and tore the house completely out with insurance money and rebuilt the entire home, and it sold at a premium, and it looked way better, almost like it was planned. Wink, wink.
Did they ever figure out what the flood was from?
Yeah, it was, right. Whatever caused that flood, everything happened to be blocked, and it was perfect timing.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. What kind of goals do you guys have going on to next year with your team?
Such a good question.
That's a great question.
That is one of those things where I heard a podcast recently, and they talked about the keys to life, or one of them, and the keys to happiness is the pursuit of goals. Making goals, not even achieving them, but there is something that triggers in your mind where when you are pursuing goals, it creates like a sense of purpose for you. Mm-hmm. And so if I go back to the previous question, which is, pieces of advice that are really beneficial for real estate, it's setting those goals. So talk about what we have for 2022.
Yeah, so we take it a little bit of a step further. We have a planning workshop day with our entire team set in December. We have started already mapping out our business plan for 2022, and it has on the first page the goals for the new year. It also has the infrastructure of what we're going to change and how we're going to fix it, and add pieces and platforms to our company to make it bigger, better, maintain the service level. But we're going to sell 700 homes next year. We have the platform to do it. We have the team to do it. And then one of the things that Harrison said not more than an hour ago, which means a lot, he goes, hey, it doesn't mean anything to reach that 700 if we're pissing people off and making people mad, or we're just running through people like numbers. We got to maintain the mission. What's our mission statement, Harrison? You have that?
Yeah, is to basically provide the best real estate service experience that the client has ever had.
That's right.
So that's the idea and the goal for us. So it's not just production though. So we list out the goals. It's a review count. It's the production requirement. Now that we're with EXP and building an EXP organization, we got goals for that. We have investment goals. We have, it just goes back to that thought of the pursuit of these goals are really what, drives you and brings you happiness. And what we found is like at the end of a year going into the next year, when we set let's just say production goal. So like last year we set a number of 500. Well, if at the time when we wrote that, there was no chance we were going to get to that point. Like there was like no conceivable way we're going to hit 500. And now there's a chance at the end of the year that we will get to that number. But it's not even about achieving the goal. It's just about setting it and going out there and getting it and then creating a new one and just, that's the idea, I guess.
Yeah. And I am always surprised when I review last year's goals and I look at it during the year, but I really concentrated on it at the end of the year. I'm surprised on how many of those things we achieve subconsciously.
Yeah.
So those things, even if it's not, written down on the calendar. Oh yeah, we got 600 Google reviews. We got 600 Zillow reviews. That's what our goal was. And it seemed unattainable back in a year ago, but yeah, we reached it. No problem.
Yeah. And it's awesome. That saying that, that always haunts us, that we have to always analyze our business, that are you losing so slowly that you think you're winning?
That's right.
So is getting 500 really the goal? It's a constant analyzation and, just the pursuit to be better, to make more people happy. It's not even to make more money, although that's a great side effect.
Yeah.
It's really that to make those people happy and build that relationship.
And I always teach agents when I coach agents in our team. I always say, listen, you worry about taking care of people and the money will come. Don't
Yeah.
worry about the money because it will come. I promise you it will come. If you help 2 people per month buy a home, you will make a great living. Now, if you can, economy of scale, if you can increase that to 4 people, you're buying a vacation home or you're buying a new car. So you can do that. It's just worry about people, not money.
That's so true. I know building those relationships, especially in real estate, is huge. That's the key. If that relationship is not there, you're probably not going to get referrals.
No. No, and they say the National Association of Realtors, they did a poll that said how many, they polled buyers and sellers. They said, would you use the realtor again? And the number was, I think 86% of the people polled said they would use the same real estate agent again.
Mm-hmm.
They followed up on it, but only 16% of them do. So what happens with real estate agents is they're fall in love with that outcome of that transaction, and they're not thinking about a long-term position.
Yeah.
Everything we do is a long-term position. We stay in constant contact with our clients for years after the sale. I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. I want to win that person over. That's why I tell them about our closing. Don't bring a closing gift. That's a good little system.
Yeah, so how we do it is, because we want that touch after the closing, is we've told everybody on our team, do not bring a closing gift to the transaction, to the closing. We have closing attorneys here that conduct the transactions for us in Georgia, because the idea is still get them a gift, but wait until a week after they're already in the home, because then you survive the honeymoon period. Like when they're closing on a home, there's so much excitement, and your gift is going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
So if you wait a couple of days and bring them a gift to their front door, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but it just shows to that client that they're more to you than just the transaction.
That's right.
We call them alumni in our group, and we have a 5-year touch campaign and drip. I guess it's a drip campaign set up in our CRM system. So when somebody closes with us, then they're going into that 5-year touch program. Now, there's certain built-in things that are automated, and there's certain things that we have to do, but that goes into the scaling and the growing aspect. We couldn't possibly, maintain a lifelong relationship with 500 people and still, conduct a business. So, that's when the tools to try to automate it into a CRM become really beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. Harrison, what is your favorite way to reach back out to a past client?
Yes, my favorite way is, obviously we have them in a CRM, so we have a few different ways that we touch them. But what I love to do, and this is his idea, I got this 100% from him, but this is a magic move. This works so well, and you got to be genuine about it, is, okay, you just closed on a home, and let's say it's a month or two later, and you pass by the house and you notice something with the house. Oh my gosh, they've updated the landscaping, or they put a welcome sign up, or whatever it is, right? You got to find something.
Yeah.
And you send them the message and say, oh my gosh, I just passed by your house. I noticed X, Y, or Z. It looks amazing. Hope you guys are loving it.
That's awesome.
That message right there is so genuine. It's so natural. And it solidifies that bond really, really well. Because what happens is, especially after the close, is if you don't have something set up, if you don't have something structured, then you'll mean to get to it, right? Everybody means to get to the follow-up from a client. But, a couple of days turns into a couple of weeks, which turns into a couple of months. And then by then it's always...
You're embarrassed to get in touch with them because you let too much time go by.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's got to be systemized for us and how we do it. And that's one of those things, about 30 or 60 days, I always try to ride through it and notice something with the property and just send them I always send them a text.
Yeah, and then we also follow up on the 60 days after closing and get a handwritten note with a little gift card. 90 days after the closing and get another little gift in the mail saying, hey, just thinking about you. Thanks for being a part of our alumni. You're very appreciative. Thanks for welcome to our real estate family.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are doing it the right way, building those relationships. Randy, when you first... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we're trying to. And that's why if we look at our transactions, probably half of them are sphere of influence and people that, it's referral based or it's sphere of influence based. And that's really the key, in my opinion, to business. It's business you don't have to pay for that comes in.
Yeah, and you guys are doing the right thing building it. I feel like the things that you guys are doing, those little touches, especially driving by, people don't do that very often. So that little touch driving by and just sending them a quick text, I haven't seen that, and that's awesome.
That worked really well, and that was his idea.
Well, you have so many people and you have so many homes. It's great to say, hey, I just drove by your house, brother, thinking about you.
Yeah.
Hope everything's well. Call me if you need anything. I'm here for you if you need me.
And when you get really good, you pick out days where you'll drive through the neighborhood.
Right? Get them all in one.
Use all the multiple in that neighborhood, and you're going to find it. But it's all, whatever it is, it's got to be genuine.
Yeah.
And people know that. People feel that.
They can see through it.
So if it looks bad, then we usually don't send out a message.
That's right.
That's
funny. Awesome.
Randy, what about you? When you first started, what have you noticed has changed majorly with reaching out to past clients?
It's funny that I'm 52 years old, been in business since 1998. I came in at the tail end of the old school MLS books. The methods were different. We had to go to offices to get keys. We didn't have central lock boxes at times. And it was one of those things where we didn't have social media. Everything was a phone call. So things have drastically changed. And what has happened in the last 25 years is the playing field has been leveled for people like Harrison and new agents that come in and have IDX and have these systems so they can almost operate from their home. That's why our EXP has exploded, because everything is done from your kitchen table already.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out there and be a foot soldier anymore. You can operate from your kitchen table like you already are doing and maintain that level. And that's one of the reasons why we're so grateful to be with a company that sees the vision of that. So things have changed drastically in the 25 years I've been in the business, and it used to be handwritten letters that you would send to people and phone calls, and that was basically it.
And now the database consists of social media and Facebook.
Yeah.
We use that as basically our database.
Yeah, I have 5,000 Facebook friends, and that's basically, I have a database as well. I don't want to undersell it, but Facebook is your modern day database.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys have a business book that you guys could recommend to maybe someone new starting out on your team?
Oh man, go ahead.
Well, we love anything by Gary Keller.
Yeah.
So we love The One Thing. We love really we like business books. So if we get something that's business related, Good to Great, Jim Collins, he's reading a lifestyle book, Almost Alchemy now.
Yep.
That's one of the secrets too, is it doesn't matter what you're reading, but it's getting that information, it's getting that knowledge in. And even if it's not a book, if it's listening to you guys' podcast.
That's right.
We were listening this morning, and I got so many nuggets just listening to a couple of y'all's episodes that are real estate focused.
I love it. It was terrific.
But what about business books?
I read 2 business books a month. I'm a nonfiction. I'm a dork. Business books, Wall Street books. Those kind of books interest me.
You listen to them.
I listen to them. Oh yeah.
I
listen to them. That's important. The other thing is Jim Collins' Good to Great, How the Mighty Fall, and Great by Choice. I've read each one of those probably 10 times each. Hold on, let me back up. I've listened to those 10 times each, and it is game changing. Those books, terrific. Good to Great, How the Mighty Fall, and Great by Choice. Awesome books.
Now, Randy, every time you listen to those books, do you pick out new information each time?
Every time. It's amazing. I know that sounds like a cliche, but
it's true, though.
I tell you, one of the books that really, the second time I read it, I was sent an autographed copy of The One Thing by Gary Keller. This was when I was at Keller Williams 5 years ago. And I got fortunate enough to know someone who knows him pretty well. And he sent me an autographed copy of The One Thing, and I read it. And my friend called me, and I said, I thought it was horrible. It was simplistic. It was elementary. It was from coming from his last book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, which is the Bible of real estate, a lot of people consider. And I read The One Thing, and it was awful. My friend told me, he said, read it again. I go, why would I go through that again? He goes, just read it again, I promise you. And the second time I read it, it was great. And the third time was even better. So you're right. Sometimes you get nuggets out of something, a little bit of repetition,
Yeah. It also depends on the state of your life that you're in at that moment when you're reading
That's
it.
right.
Yep.
Well, what's the old saying? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, so true. That's awesome. So anyone that wants to join your guys' team, how can they get a hold of you guys?
This is important because one of the positives to be with EXP is you build an organization. What we've done is 11 months ago when we joined EXP, Harrison's a finance major, like I said. He's super smart. I said, hey, pick this model apart. Tell me what's wrong with it. I want to hear the good and the bad, because we were independent. We were not used to paying anyone or having any fees. And he came back and said, hey, there's an 87% fail rate in the business. If you don't coach them and mentor them, it's just, we're just signing people up just to do it. Yeah. So we designed a coaching program called Impact Coaching. We coach for free. We coach 3 days a week. We just provide value to our people. We want to make real estate agents better, and we want to add them to our organization. So, they can Facebook either one of us, and it's a good method. And we have agents signing up with us all over the country, and people that see the value proposition of what we can offer you. Not just, I sold 100 homes a year, and I've sold 500 homes a year, almost 500. I can teach you how to scale, and that's one of the things that real estate agents want to learn how to do, is how to scale their business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we found when we have the opportunity to talk to other agents, is they really just want to grow from where they are now to where they can be at the end of next year. So if it's 25, they want to get to 50 or 60.
Yeah.
If it's 50 or 60, they want to get to 100. And so the more we talk to these people, the more I realize that, oh my gosh, we have a gift, because Randy's done it. He's been in the business 23 years. He will sell by himself 200 listings this year. Yeah. So when you can offer that kind of partnership and collaboration to these agents across the country, it's a pretty dang good value proposition where I can leverage out as a younger real estate agent that nobody's going to want to listen to. I could say, hold on, wait a minute. This guy sold 5,000 homes in his career, and we coach 3 times a week. You should come take a look at this. And it is unbelievable how much, when you dig into these people's businesses, the value that they're getting at their current brokerage can easily be matched, and often can be topped with our company and what we can generate. And so that's been the biggest thing for us, is being able to, not just get people or recruit. EXP's got there's a negative connotation out there. It's really figuring out people that are like-minded as you, that you want to partner with. And what we've done is we want to help them grow and get to where they want to be.
Yeah, we don't care about, listen, I'm not saying this, I'm saying this humbly. Please understand, we make a lot of money already. I will make a lot of money this year, next year, God willing, for a long time. So it's not really about money. It's about surrounding yourself around great people and not interrupting your culture.
Yeah.
I understand that culture is everything when it comes to building a team and an organization. We're not just coming in here selling. We're not, aggressively. I always tell my agents, we don't sell anything but ourselves. The homes will sell themselves.
That right.
Is that right?
That was good.
That was nice. How can clients get a hold of you?
Same way for us. Clients, you can go to thebocookteam.com is our website that everybody can look at homes on. But it's so crazy that right now the answer to that question, no matter who it is Facebook or Instagram or social media.
Yep.
It's so easy. Like, this podcast is probably going to get put all over social.
Yep.
So it's just where people are. So that's where I mean, he found this thing. He figured this thing out 15 years ago to go big on social. It ended up work. I think that's been the biggest change for the business.
Social has been really good for us. We have a really strong, we didn't go into it, but we have a really strong give back program in our community. We're going to give away $150,000 this year to our local community and sponsorships and gifts and donations. So $150,000 goes a long way of giving. But what we do is we let the people know. We have hashtag We Are Richmond Hill. It's a part of our everything. Every time we post something, we hashtag We Are Richmond Hill. It's one of our signature moves in town. Is we sponsor football teams and baseball teams and 5 cheerleaders on the high school cheerleading team. Not 1, 5, because guess what? Our clients all have a daughter on those teams, and we can't just sponsor one. We got to sponsor all of them. So a big part of our program is giving back. Our saying all the time is family, community, and real estate in that order.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I like it.
Last thing, let me add one more thing, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Some things that we're really trying to transition into is that once you start making good money as a real estate agent, then you gotta find vehicles to put that money in. And so a whole other pillar to this company is the investment side, because you got to be able to to be able to put that money into something that's going to grow and multiply and work for you just as hard as you worked for it. And so I love when you guys have people on that talk about the real estate investment stuff, because that's a huge piece to real estate. Once you make money and become a good real estate agent, you got to go put that money somewhere.
Yeah.
Real quick, the other book that we live by and swear by is Profit First.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Michalowicz. 40% of every dollar we make, we save. Every 40% of every dollar that comes into this office, we save. So that's a big part of our business strategy.
That's awesome. Yeah, we do the same. We do. I love that book. We do the same methods too. So I like it. Awesome. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys. We love the podcast. We love listening to it. You guys get the best guests possible.
Oh my gosh,
amazing.
it's so diverse too. I love it. And I was going to tell you that my wife got mad at me because I couldn't stop scrolling through and watching the show. So I said, if I'm going to be on this podcast, I need to know a little bit about it. So that was my excuse to act like I was doing homework, but really I was getting nuggets of information to be able to use.
That's
from
awesome.
People way better than us.
Oh yeah, way better than us.
Perfect.
Are these working? Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
It might be there.
Might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Find it. It's red.
Yeah. And
Red.
it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah. I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them to also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars,
review.
guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take
But-
4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
No, I don't think this is working.
This is not working.